Hi everybody, welcome to this Verbaling class. My name is Teacher Amy and today's class is part of my series on Around the World in 80 Days. And I named the series this because what we do in this class is kind of travel virtually around the world and read articles about some interesting things in different countries and different places that we might not ordinarily know about or find out about. So today's topic is Bolivia. And I've wanted to go to Latin America for a very long time. Hopefully one day I will get there. If you have been to Bolivia, come in and tell us all about it. Perhaps you're from Bolivia and you can tell us whether this article is true or not. Otherwise, just come along to learn about it with me. We'll practice our speaking with our reading. We'll practice pronunciation. And we'll also learn some new words as we learn about this interesting country. So do come along and join us if you would like to. Before we get started, I will share 2 pages with you in the chat box that can help you with your time here on Verbling. The first one is my Facebook page, so if you would like to connect up with me or any of the other teachers, then one way to do that is via Facebook. You can follow us and have our updates appear in your news feed to keep you on track with English as you go through your week. We'll share probably something about the classes that are coming up, possibly some resources or interesting things we find along the way, and it's also a good way to keep in touch via comments, just like Facebook is renowned for. The other page that might be handy to you is the Verbling teacher page, and this is basically where you can find out more information about any of the Verbling teachers. So if you see one of us teaching a class, you can click on the link to my Verbling teacher page there in the chat box. You can visit any of the other teacher pages to find out more about who we are, when our next classes are, and have a look at our schedule if you're interested in private tutoring. So do check that out. Don't forget to follow us and then you'll receive automatic notifications of our classes. And if you have any questions about anything, you can write to us via the messaging feature, which you'll also find there on the Verbling teacher page. So with all that behind us, let's see who we've got today to talk about Bolivia. And don't forget, guys, this is a reading class, so the main focus of this class really is to practice your pronunciation and increase your vocabulary as we read about Bolivia today. Alright, who do we have this morning or this evening for you guys? Mary, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, teacher. Thank you for asking. You?
Yes, I'm good, thank you. Tell me a piece of news, Mary. Have you got any news?
Oh, teacher, tomorrow is holiday in Mexico, so I take off.
Yay!
That's it.
Well, that's a definite piece of news. What holiday is it, Amari?
Independence of Mexico.
Independence.
Independence. Okay.
Independence, yeah.
Thank you.
I'll type that one in the chat box for you because it's quite hard. There's a lot of syllables, right? Independence. Okay, so Independence Day. Okay, what do you do traditionally on that day, or don't you know? Is there like a special celebration, Amari, or something that you're supposed to do on that day, or do you just have the day off and sort of relax?
No, teacher. I just stay with my friends, and because I'm from Brazil, for me it's a normal day or something like
Okay,
that.
absolutely. But for Mexicans, it's a day to be patriotic, right?
Yes, all right.
All right. Well, welcome to the class, Amari. Good to have you.
Thank you.
Let me say hello to Anna Rick. Anaric?
Anaric, hi.
Anaric. Okay, Anaric, nice to meet you. I love your
Nice.
photo.
Thank you.
Where are you from?
I'm from Mexico.
Wow, so there you go. You're going to have Mexican Independence Day tomorrow too, right?
Yes, but I will celebrate tonight. We make
Okay.
a party in a central place
Yep.
in my city, and the governor, the governor, the Mexico governor, he he get off and give a speech for the people of
So the
our state.
president of the government, you mean?
Yeah.
Or the governor, perhaps? I'm not
Yeah.
sure. Okay, could be Is it the guy who's in charge of your country? The president?
What, sorry?
Who is the guy who makes the speech? Is it the president or some kind of a governor? Do you know?
Yeah, the governor from the state, from every state.
Ah, okay. All right, state governor.
And the president of my country to do that.
All right. And do you listen to the speeches?
Yeah, I have to go to work there.
Oh, okay. So you're
Because
going to be helping?
yeah, I work in as a reporter, and I should to make the news about the event.
Wow, that's a big day for you and Arik.
Yeah.
All right, well, I hope it goes well tomorrow. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, let's see if we have any other Mexicans who are going to be celebrating Independence Day. We have Carlos. Hi, Carlos.
Hi, teacher. How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. There aren't any special days in Brazil tomorrow, are there?
Yeah.
There's a special day in Brazil too?
Oh no,
I
nothing
didn't think
special.
so.
Yeah, our Independence Day was gone.
What date is your Independence Day?
7th, September 7th.
Oh, okay, also in September. All right. It must be like the month for independences. How are you, Carlos? Is studying going all right?
I'm pretty good, thank you.
Good. All right. Well, welcome to the class. And we have Juan Pedro. Hello.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
The same to you.
Where are you from?
I am from Madrid, from Spain.
Okay. And I can see a picture of some snowy mountains. Which mountains are they?
Snow-covered mountains. Yes, it's in the south of my country. Pyrenees is a range mountain, and it's a pretty nice area to climbing, to do in summer, in winter, several and different kind of sports, like skiing, like climbing, like whatever you want.
Are you a skier, Juan, or do you like climbing or anything in the mountains?
The both of. I like skiing. I like climbing. I like trekking. I like the nature, the wild nature.
Me too, Juan, but I'm not very sporty. I must say, you sound like one of those really outdoorsy kind of people. Do you go to the mountains regularly?
It's possible to me, yes, because in Madrid there is a special area near, very, very near, 50 takes you 45 minutes to go there. And it's possible, especially between December and February, it's possible to practice skiing and several winter sports, and it's a pretty nice area too.
Wow, that's a lot of great information. Thank you, Juan. And anybody going to the Pyrenees, it sounds amazing. What was I going to say? To practice skiing. Not practice, okay? Practice.
Practice.
Yes, that's it.
Practice skiing. Thank you very much.
Or you can just say to ski if you like. But thank you for that lovely introduction, Juan. And I just want to mention, this is a general comment for all of you. When you're talking about something being possible, like if you go to the Pyrenees, instead of saying it's possible to do this or that, more of a natural or maybe even easier way of saying it is just simply say you can, and then the next thing. So you can go skiing, you can eat great foods. What it is saying really is that this is possible, but it's a little bit more relaxed way of speaking. So thank you, Juan, for bringing that into my mind, and welcome to the class. All right. Who do we have? Maestra. Hello, Maestra.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you. Where are you from?
Well, I'm from Ecuador, but I live in New York.
Okay, so you're studying English because you're living in New York. What are you doing there?
Uh, what I'm doing right now at this moment?
Hi everyone.
Just a moment. I'll say hello to you in a sec. I'm just
Hi.
talking to Maestro at the moment, Mocine. I'll be with you in a moment, okay?
Hi. Are you
Hi.
hearing me? Are you hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hi, are
Sorry,
you hearing me?
Maestro. Yes, I can.
What's your name?
Mocine,
What's your name?
I'm just speaking to another student right now, so I'll say hi to you in a moment, okay? All right. Sorry,
Okay.
Maestro. Tell me, what were you saying? What are you doing in New York?
Well, I teach in Spanish for
Okay.
little ones.
Great! And do you enjoy teaching Spanish? Who do you teach Spanish to? Do you teach at like high school or?
No, really. I teach in an immersion program for preschoolers.
Oh, okay. So that's like the total opposite, the little ones.
Yes.
All right, very cool. Well, it's lovely to meet you, Maestra. Do you
Thank
like
you.
living in New York?
For how long? I've been here for 10 years.
Okay, a long time. And how do you find it? Do you enjoy living there? Is it busy?
Well, it's alright. It's alright. I'm still missing my country, but it's alright.
All right, good stuff and bad stuff.
Exactly.
All right, Maestra, good to meet you. Welcome to the class.
Thank you.
Okay, Mosine. I might be
Anurag,
saying
are
your
you
name.
hearing me, Anurag?
Yes, I can hear you.
Are you hearing me? Are you hearing me?
Yes,
you
I
hear
can
me?
hear you, but maybe you can't hear me. Sounds like your
What's your
connection's.
name? What's your name? What's your name? What's your name?
My name is Amy.
Okay. Nice name. Nice to meet you. Also.
Good. It's great to
My
have
name
you in the
is
class.
what?
There seems to be a bit of a delay, Mosine. So just if you can check your settings, because we seem to be talking over each other a little bit, okay?
Okay.
All right. Welcome to the class. Just take a moment to see if your settings are okay before we get started, okay? It's good to have you.
Okay.
All right, Nacho, hello.
Hello, Amy.
How are you today?
Okay, hello.
I'm fine.
Good. Guys, could I please remind you just to keep your microphones muted unless you're speaking, just so that we can have a nice quiet environment. So Nacho, tell me a piece of news. What have you got exciting to tell me? Anything?
Life is exciting. I don't know anything special today. There's been a work day, and tomorrow is going to be a work day. But today it's been a good day. So tomorrow will go the same
All
way.
right. Nacho, you're very quiet. Can you maybe turn up your volume or speak a bit closer to the microphone, please?
Okay, I'll try.
That's better. All right, welcome to the class. It sounds like it's just a regular week, Nacho, but
Yeah.
that's good. That's good. Okay.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Raphael, hello.
Hello, Amy.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Thanks for asking. You?
I'm
وانا
good.
داخل له
Um,
بدي يطلع لي في كره يا اخي على الله
okay, I think
اما
Mosi's
الكاميرا مالك
got some other stuff going on in his life. Sorry, Raphael, it just made me laugh because I remember speaking about the little introduction that we usually do to class, and I'm going to ask you a different question today. I noticed, actually, you asked me a question. What's the difference between practice with an S and practice with a C, right?
Yes.
Did anyone answer that? I'm just having a quick look at the chat box. Actually, no, Anna's given a little suggestion, but to be honest, the only difference that I'm aware of is that in the UK we tend to use practice Okay, it's a difference between US and UK English, but both are correct, and there's not really a strict rule about them. So there's no need to worry about that. Just use either. It's fine. So tell me something, Raphael, interesting that's happened to you in the past 3 days. Did anything good happen to you at the weekend?
Well, my dog gave birth to 8
The
puppies.
dog what?
Gave birth to 8
Your-
puppies.
Wow, your dog had 8 puppies.
Yes. Do you
Are
want
you
some?
keeping all of them? Send me one. Do you think you
Okay.
can send one over to New
I'll put him in
Zealand?
a box and send to New Zealand. By the
How are
way,
you? How are you? I'm here. I
Okay,
want to
Monday.
to understand my name. Hi,
Okay. Sorry, Raphael.
I'm Mustafa. Muhsin.
Hi, Mustafa. Welcome to the class. I'm just talking to Raphael at the moment, so
Okay.
you need to just pay attention
My
to the class, okay? And otherwise, it's not fair on the other students.
you myself. My name is Mohsen. I want to improve my English level with you, and I wish to talk with everyone who talk English. I want just to improve my level English.
Okay. That's great. It's good to have you in the class, but you do need to respect the other students, okay? So we have to take it in turns just to speak, and we'll start in a moment, but I'm just saying hi to everybody else, okay? All right. Apologies for that, Raphael. 8 puppies. So what are your plans? Are you going to sell them?
I'm planning because they're too new, so they are newborn, so I can get rid of them right now. I need to wait at least for a month or 2.
Mhm.
But well, they are so everyone loves them. They're so cute and fluffy, and it's
Yeah.
hard to. I think it would be hard to get rid of them.
Ah, heartbreaking. It will be heartbreaking, Raphael. I wish you luck with that. I would be terrible. But if you do feel like sending to New Zealand, I would love to have a dog. What kind of dog is it? What breed?
Saint Bernard.
Oh my goodness, so that's big. They're gonna grow big. You
Yes.
better get rid of those before they fill up your apartment, Raphael.
Don't even say about it.
All right. Well, welcome to the class, everybody. What we're going to do, actually, is to just have a little bit of an introduction about the country of Bolivia. Firstly, I know we've got a couple of people from Latin America, so has anybody visited Bolivia before?
No.
Yes?
No, teacher.
No.
No?
No.
Who said yes? Anybody?
No.
No. Okay, nobody's been to Bolivia. All right, well, that's all right. We're going to learn about it together. I'll share my screen so that we can read the lovely Wikipedia introduction. But I think it gives us a little bit of kind of, I don't know, I think it's interesting to find out where we're reading about before we actually start. So take a look at that. And I'm going to get the lovely Amari to read a little bit, maybe the first 2 paragraphs, Amari.
Okay, that's great, teacher. Bolivia is a landlocked country located in western central South America. It is bordered by Brazil, Paraguay, Argentina, Chile, and Peru. Prior to Spanish colonization, the Andean region of Bolivia was a part of the Inca Empire, while the northern and western lowlands were inhabited by independent tribes. Spanish conquistadors, oh my gosh, are arriving from Cusco and Asunción, took control of the region in the 16th century. After the first call independence in 1809, 16 years of war followed before the establishment of the Republic, named for Simon Bolivar on 6 August 1825. Bolivia has since endured periods of political and economic instability, including the loss of various peripheral territories to its neighbors.
Well done, Amari. Well done. Great reading, because you had some tricky stuff in there. Before we carry on, I'm just going to go through a few words with you, Amari. This one here is prior.
Prior.
Good.
Prior.
Now, these ones, this here sounded a bit to me like Western, but this is actually Eastern.
Eastern.
Yeah.
Eastern.
Perfect. Nice pronunciation. Okay, another one was tribes, and I can't find it now. Here we go. Tribes.
Tribes.
Good. And this one here is pronounced 1809.
1809.
Yep. If we have a number here, before, like below 10, we always pronounce this O for some reason. I know O is a letter of the alphabet, but you know how weird English is. So 1809.
1809.
Great. Thank you, Amari. I'm going to ask Anarik if you can carry on, please, from modern Bolivia.
Yeah. Modern Bolivia is a democratic republic that is divided into 9 departments. Its geography varies from the peaks of the Andes in the west to the eastern lowlands, situated with the Amazon basin. It is a developing country with a medium ranking in the Human Development Index and a poverty level of 53%. Its main economic activities include agriculture, forestry, fishing, mining, and manufacturing goods such as textiles, clothing, refining metals, and refining petroleum. Bolivia is very wealthy in minerals, especially tin.
Keep going, Anarik.
The Bolivian population, estimated at 10 million, is multi-ethnic. The main language spoken is Spanish, although the Guarani, Amaya, and Quechua languages are also common, and all four, as well as 34 other indigenous languages, are official. Bolivia's diversity has contributed greatly to its rich art, cuisine, literature, and music.
Beautiful reading. Thank you, Anarik. Just a couple of words.
Yeah.
Let's go through these ones. This is basin.
Basin.
So that's also what the word you use when you're talking about washing your hands, right? The hand basin.
Okay.
But here it's referring to a geographical kind of, I guess it looks like a basin, that's why it's called a basin. Yeah. Okay, the next one was mining. I'm trying to find it. Here we go. Mining.
Mining.
Yeah, rather than meaning. And this one is textiles. Textiles.
Textiles. Yeah.
Beautiful. All right. So there's a little bit of an introduction to this country, guys. What kind of astounded me was that there are 34 indigenous official languages plus 4 more, the ones that are named here. I just want to ask you guys before we start reading the rest of the article, do you know how many official languages there are in your country? I know that in the UK there's only 1. And in New Zealand, where I currently am, there's 2. That's Maori, the indigenous language, and English. How many official languages are in Brazil? Do you know, Rafael or Carlos?
Just one.
Just one.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Portuguese, but in the north of Brazil has a lot of Indians. I don't know, who speaks Tupi Guarani or something like that.
Okay, very cool. And Juan, can you tell us about Spain? How many official languages are there?
In Spain, official languages 3, perhaps. Basque language, Catalan language, Spanish. Castellano, Spanish is the same.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Who else do we have here who wants to tell us? All right. Very good, guys. We're going to go on to the article. I'm going to give you the link here. If you want to load it up yourself, that's cool. If not, you can share the screen with me, and we'll read along. So the way this works, if you've never been to a class with me before, is we do just what we did with the first two beautiful readers. We're going to take it in turns to read a paragraph or two, so do take your time. Just really focus on your pronunciation. Don't rush it. And we'll go over any words that you get stuck on at the end of your section, and then we'll discuss what we're reading a little bit. So, Carlos, it's up to you to start with the title, please.
Okay, in Bolivia, our inspiring scenes at every turn.
Very nice. I liked the headline of this, actually. Awe-inspiring scenes. The word awe-inspiring is pretty nice, and you can see how there really are awe-inspiring scenes. Do scroll through these pictures if you want to while others are reading to have a look and see what we're looking at. Okay, Carlos, in the Bolivian Andes.
Amy.
Yes.
What is the difference between awe-inspiring and just aspiring?
Okay, good question. Does anyone want to guess that or know the answer?
I think it's just a good expression about something, about the picture.
Yep.
Maybe it's away from awesome. I don't know.
Yes.
Okay, what is awe? Good question. What is awe? If I gaze at something in awe, what am I doing exactly?
Oh.
Yeah.
Like a breathtaking.
Okay. Sorry. Understood.
Yeah, actually, no, funnily enough, awe is like a kind of amazement, right? I think you got that. And if it inspires awe, it means your breath is taken away. But if you're inspired, it's more like you feel like an energy from something. You feel like you want to achieve something, that kind of thing. So it is a bit different. Good question. Okay, sorry, Carlos, go ahead. In the Bolivian Andes.
Okay, in the Bolivian Andes, ice blue glaciers crawl amphitheaters of peaks. Llamas graze quietly in the afternoon sun, and the evening light fades into frigid mountain nights. But where similarly striking landscapes in neighboring Peru or southern Chile suffer from overcrowded trails and campsites. Even Bolivia's most well-known routes remain relatively untraveled. Trekking in Bolivia can be a high, dry, isolated experience, with 8 summits clocking in at 6,000 meters above sea level. But walking in Bolivia is also an experience in diversity. One day you can be in snow-covered mountains, and the next you might descend through moss-strewn cloud forests to jungle lowlands. In the dry season between May and September, Bolivia's trekking routes offer some of the world's most inspiring mountain experience.
Thank you, Carlos. There you go, Raphael. You've got inspiring mountain experiences down here. Okay, Carlos, you had some really tricky words in there, so let's go through a few of them. This is amphitheaters. Amphitheaters.
Amphitheaters.
So there's two sort of separate emphasis points on this word. There's amph in amphi and the in theaters. Amphitheaters.
Amphitheaters.
Yeah, perfect. Well done. It's a bit off-putting just looking at it. I know that the spellings kind of freaks you out, doesn't it? But well done. Okay, this one, I know this is like not from English originally, but the way that we pronounce it in our very Englishy way is llamas.
Llamas.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Then we had frigid.
Frigid. Frigid.
Good. This one is relatively.
Relatively. Relatively.
Well done. So the emphasis is on rel, Carlos. Relatively.
Relatively.
Good. And the same with relatives, right? And last one, isolated.
Isolated.
Good. Okay, excellent reading. Shall we talk about the vocabulary? Do we understand everything? Anyone got any questions?
I don't know, teacher, what does glaciers means and amphitheaters?
Okay, good questions, Amari. Who can answer? Does anyone know what a glacier is? Or a glacier, you can say it either way.
I think glacier is ice river.
Thank you. Was that Nacho? Thank you, Nacho. Yeah, it's basically like a river of ice. So it moves very, very slowly. And you'll find them in mountain ranges, Amari. And amphitheater, anybody?
Amphitheater is a building similar than a building old theater or Greek theater.
Exactly right, yeah.
It's like a skyline in New York, but in the nature.
Oh, that's very nicely put. How poetic. I'm actually just going to look it up on here because it's kind of hard to describe. There you go. That's an amphitheater, Amari.
Thank you.
Like an open air theater. All right, we'll get rid of that. Okay, any other questions?
What is moss stew?
What is, sorry, which word? Moss-strown. Okay. Okay, first you need to know what moss is. Does anybody know what moss is? Nobody? Alright, well this is a word to learn today, guys. Moss is that kind of green stuff that grows on rocks and grows in between the cracks in your paving slabs. At least it does in the UK. I don't know about your countries. It's green. It's like a very small, tiny plant that sort of grows in lots of nooks and crannies and cracks on rocks. It needs a damp kind of area to grow. And this just basically means that moss is all over it. So the forests, maybe the trees are covered with this green moss. Okay, any other questions? Alright guys, well done. Just keep asking. I know that it can be sometimes tricky if there's quite a few words in one piece that you don't understand. But it's quite descriptive, this article. So keep your eyes and ears open. And we'll continue with our reading. I'll just say hello to Claudio. Hi, Claudio.
Hello, Amy.
Welcome to the class.
Thank you.
I'm going to skip over and ask Juan to read. I'll come back to you, Claudio, since you only just joined us, okay?
Okay.
So, Juan, if you could read from Getting Started.
Okay. Getting started. Bolivia has been called the Tibet of South America for its high altitude terrain. Acclimatization is key to any Bolivian trek, and one of the most pleasant ways to accomplish it is by strolling along the shores of Lake Titicaca. Set at 3,800 meters, the lake's jewel blue waters are cradled in rolling grassland with views to the snowy peaks of the Cordillera Real from its shores. Copacabana, Bolivia's largest lakeside town, is a perfect starting point for a gentle 40 kilometers walk along both the lake's shore, and after 1 or 2 hour boat crossing around Isla del Sol, island of the sun, a grassy island replete with Incan ruins and traditional village, treat this as a gentle immersion in Bolivia. The real mountain highs are still to come.
Beautiful reading. Thank you, Juan. Okay.
Welcome.
Let's go through a few words. Goodness gracious, you had a tough one. This.
Sorry?
I'm gonna this
Okay,
word
okay,
here.
okay.
I just want you to
Okay,
repeat it. Okay, so it's
Okay, okay.
acclimatization.
Acclimatization.
Beautiful. Well done. What is acclimatization? Does anyone know?
Is the you see is the way for not suffering illness if you the first day want to climb too many meters in 1 day. For example, if you want to climb a mountain that is 6,000 meters high, it's impossible to do that because it's much better to
Acclimatize. Yep.
acclimatize step by step.
Thank you, Juan. That was a really great description and a very tough word. Perfectly described. So to acclimatize is not just talking about altitude. We can actually use it with anything. Just it means to get used to your surroundings, to get your body used to heat or cold or altitude or whatever it might be. Thank you. Okay, another one here, Juan. Accomplish.
Accomplish.
Great. This one is cradled.
Cradled.
Good.
Cradled.
When you're using numbers for an adjective, we actually don't use the S. So this is a 40-kilometer walk.
40 kilometers walk.
Yep, so we don't say kilometers, we just say kilometer, okay? If you're just saying the number, it's 40 kilometers, then you can say an S. But because we're using it to describe the length of the walk, for some reason we miss out the S, okay, Juan? So 40-kilometer walk.
40 kilometers walk. Okay.
Okay, and this one is villages.
Villages.
Perfect. All right. Any questions?
Cradled.
Cradled.
What does it mean?
Good question. What is a cradle? Anyone know?
Like evolved.
Like what, Raphael?
Involved or something similar.
Involved? Okay, yes, but this has a very strong imagery because a cradle is something really specific.
Yeah, it's like I've heard it with the cradle of civilization.
Yes, very nice.
Like the origin, like the nest, something.
Yeah, exactly. Well done. Because a cradle is exactly right, Claudia, where we put a baby, right? A baby sleeps in a cradle. So if you cradle something, you're looking after it as gently or as carefully as you would look after a baby. And it's that shape of I don't know, a dip, a little dip. So as if your arm's around something. All right, guys, doing well. It is Nacho's turn. We're going to keep reading before we start talking about this. Nacho, if you could read To the Mountains.
Okay. To the mountains. The Cordillera Real mountain range dominates the skyline of La Paz, Bolivia's capital. The Condoriri Massif, so named because its from resembles a condor spreading its wings, is just one part of the Cordillera Real, comprising 13 island peaks that reach 5,648 meters in altitude. A classic walk here is the 79-kilometer Condoriti to Wayuna Posti Trek, a difficult journey over both rocky passes and alpine meadows and through the territories of both shocking pink flamingos and soaring condors. Though the distance covered is not great, this trek involves steep climbs, long descents, and dicey navigation if the weather turns bad. But the rewards include frozen glaciers, towering snowy peaks. Huayna Potosí dominates at 6,088 meters, and wide valleys tended by campesinos, country dwellers, in traditional dress. Contact a guide and pack animals unless you are very experienced in mountain walking and navigation.
Absolutely beautiful. Well done, Nacho. Your intonation is absolutely perfect, so well done. You could just read a bit more kind of confidently, because you should be very confident. And then it will flow even more beautifully. So great intonation. Excellent. Any questions about vocabulary?
Dicey navigation. Dicey, what is dicey?
Good question. Does anyone know what dicey means? Or can anyone guess just by the context or having a look at where it comes up?
And risky.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a bit risky, a bit chancy, something bad could happen. It's not to be relied upon. Very good. Any other questions? All right.
Country dwellers.
Country dwellers. I'm sure you guys know what country. This is referring to country as opposed to city, right? Rural, not country as in different countries of the world. Yeah. And dwellers, what is a dweller?
Inhabitants.
Yep, beautiful. Inhabitants. Basically the people who live in the country. All right, Raphael, you can read challenge and isolation for us if you wouldn't mind.
Challenge and isolation. For a truly remote trekking challenge, the 75-kilometer Lampu circuit offers a complete journey around the 6,368 meter Nevado Lampu, crossing three spectacular passes more than 4,000 meters high and one more than 5,000 meters high. This mountain territory is home to the Aymara people, an indigenous community that graze llamas in the high pastures and may be reticent to talk to outsiders. Many of them do not speak Spanish, only Aymara. Trekkers should dress respectfully, including no shorts, especially for women. And local people should not be photographed without permission. Organize guides and pack animals in the village of Sorata, where the trek begins.
Great, Raphael. Okay. Well done with the numbers and missing out the S's at the correct time and putting them in at the correct time. That was tricky. This one here is circuit. Circuit.
Circuit.
Yep. And then we had, okay, this one's not incorrect, but we generally, native speakers kind of squash it up, so we end up with territory. Territory.
Territory.
Yeah. So rather than emphasizing every single syllable, we squish up the last part so it becomes like tree, territory.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, very strange. All right, the last one is this one. This is a difficult verb because yes, we can have photograph, we can have photographer, but in this case, because it's the verb, we pronounce it photographed. Photographed.
Photographed.
Yeah. To photograph is the verb. Then you've also got photography, that's the concept or the study, and then the photographer. So that's a tricky one. But well done, some beautiful reading from everybody so far. I'm going to get Claudio to read the next part, and then we're going to have a bit of a chat, guys. Claudio, if you can talk about spectacular granite spires, please.
The Cordillera Quimsa three-cross range has long attracted climbers to its incredibly sheer granite spires. The range's eastern flank drops steeply to the Amazon rainforest, giving trekkers access to high-altitude polylepets, woodlands, and a huge variety of birds and plants along the way. Beginning 80 kilometers southeast of La Paz, in the village of Choquetanga, the approximately 60 kilometers Quimsa Cruise route leads from the snowy, glaciated southern part of the range to the towering granite spires of the north. Through the mountains on this route have seen significant mining activity, and walkers today can visit some of the abandoned mines. This is still one of the least walked of Bolivia's trekking routes. You may not see another soul during your hike.
Great reading, Claudio. Well done. This one here is mining.
Mining.
We can't pronounce it minning because it doesn't have a double N, and minning isn't. There's no such thing anyway. So don't forget mining, guys. Okay, to mine.
Okay.
All right. So we've read quite a bit. If anyone has any questions about vocab from the last two paragraphs, just take a look and let me know now. Okay. I'm going to ask Anarik. Anarik, can you tell me 3 things that you've learnt about Bolivia from reading this today so far?
Yes, I discovered there is a beautiful country because it have a lot of natures, and we can see glaciers, and we can see a green view, and it has a lot of cultures like indigenous people living there.
Absolutely. Okay, so it's kind of diverse and there seems to be a lot of nature. I'm going to go back to the beginning of the article so that we can have a look at each paragraph and just remind ourselves what we've read, because I know you were concentrating on your pronunciation. Okay, so let's just see. We talked about climatizing, so that when you first get there, because it's got a high altitude, you have to get used to the new air and how it feels for your body. And then what's the next step? What can you do after that? Carlos, can you tell us?
Pardon me, teacher?
Yeah, so after you've arrived in Bolivia and you've possibly walked around the lake to acclimatize, what can you do next? What's the next thing that you might want to do according to this?
Definitely, I would love to follow this trekking routes that the guy described in this site, because only to read is really attract my attention. I have my attention for the breathtaking views that we probably would see there. So it's a very interesting trekking. I will
All right.
beg for it.
Definitely. Surprised me too, Carlos, because I didn't realize that Bolivia had so many amazing sort of landscapes. Why does this article suggest that you might want to choose Bolivia over some other countries around it in this part of the world? Why is Bolivia better in some ways? Let's ask Juan.
To me, Bolivia, I was surprised because I didn't know anything about Bolivia, and I know right now that it's a incredible, marvelous place for walking and for all things that I love it.
Yeah.
And yes, it's true, and it's I. I have a sentence in the text that I've record is if you want to be lost, you can visit this country because you can walk along the one area and is possible you can find anyone along the way.
Absolutely. It's not likely that you'll meet anybody, Juan. It's not likely that you'll meet anybody. So you may, in fact, walk the entire trek and not see one other person, which is kind of amazing, right?
Yes, it's incredible because it's quite opposite where I am living. Is
You meet lots of people.
yeah, it's impossible to lose only when your thoughts lose in your thoughts.
Yeah, only to get lost in your thoughts. Good point. All right, let's see what Raphael thinks. Raphael, is this the type of experience that you are enticed by in your life, or not really?
Well, not now. Maybe when I get older, I think, when I have nothing else to do, just spend some time, because I think someone who has time to take a 40 kilometer walk, they don't have. I think they don't have anything else to do in their life. So probably I think I'll think about it in the future, but not
When
now.
you're retired, right?
Yeah, maybe.
All right, nice point, Raphael. How about you, Nacho? Would you like to do this kind of thing?
Yes, I like to walk through the mountain, but in fact I have to say that not that mountain I guess are too high for me because I've never been highest mountain, and when when I've gone to the Pyrenees or to the Alps, I don't feel very good higher mountains higher than 3,000 meters.
Okay, so you get altitude sickness, or you don't feel too well. It might not be full-blown altitude sickness. Yeah.
I can't breathe properly. I feel that there is not enough oxygen.
Okay, no, that's a very good point, Nacho. To be honest with you, I've never had that experience because I've never been that high, but I think I'd tend to probably be similar to you. It doesn't appeal to me that much. Let's see what Claudio says. Claudio, do you think it's true that Bolivia is a better place to do this than Chile? That's a dangerous question, isn't it?
Yeah. Why do you ask me that question? Well,
because I noticed your comment earlier in the chat box. You're going to have to answer for your actions now. What do you think? That's okay. You can be horribly biased if you want to.
Okay, I'm absolutely biased. No, Chile is better. I think
Okay, why?
in many ways, Bolivia it's quieter than Chile, and their people are nicer, more relaxed. They hate us though. They think that we took away their uh, ocean. No, how to say when your country goes to the ocean.
That it borders with the sea? I'm not quite sure what you mean, Claudio.
Yeah, you can
Border?
say border, border.
Or border, if you want to say it in an American accent.
Yeah, Bolivia doesn't have a border to the ocean, and they think it's because of our fault.
Ah, I see.
Mhm. And they blame us. No, they blame to us most of their economical.
They blame on us. They blame something on us, okay?
They blame on us. Yeah. Well,
Okay, so they blame basically all their problems on Chile, right?
yeah.
Well, I
Basically.
can see why you're biased. But that's okay. We won't get into political debate between poor Bolivia and poor Chile. I'm sure that they both have very good things about them. And as always, neighbouring countries or nearby countries have little issues now and again. We certainly do with France, so that's okay. And Scotland, my goodness, they're supposed to be part of our country, but they might be leaving us.
Yeah. What happened with Scotland, by the way?
Well, the referendum is taking place in a couple of days, so we will wait and see.
Ah, okay.
All right, everybody. We're going to have to finish the class now. I'm going to let you go so that you can go to your next classes. Don't forget to have a look at the chat box. I've written comments and other students have put some really good stuff in there today. So take a scroll through before you go to bed or wherever you're going next. I hope you have a great evening. And I also hope to see you all again really soon. So take care and goodbye.
Bye, Amy.
Bye, Amy. Cheerio.
Bye. Thank you very much indeed.
See you later.